Happy Sunday, crafty friends. It's Mel. So by now you already heard the news that I was asked to join the design team for MyScrapChick.com, which is an SVG file company. So here is another installment of a Valentine's Day project that I created, and I thought we could create it together. So one of their little hidden gems is what I like to think of them, is that they have a few different things like this, and this one happens to be Card Essentials Volume 2. And one great thing about they think of everything. They have printable instructions for you to create your things, which I find very helpful. I'm a visual person. I like to see it, and they even set up all these little blueprint type things. So again, this is called Card Essentials Volume 2. And this allows you to create. So when you're in a funk and you cannot figure out a layout for your card, or maybe you're just tired of doing the same old thing, this would be a great thing to have. In fact, I want to go back and get the volume 1, and I have some other card ones I would love to show you guys in a future video. So this one in particular gives you 16 different card ideas, and even with that let alone, you have all these shapes that you could use separately for different things. Or there's even a banner here, tons of different ideas, and I love that they have them shown. So I, being the heart lover that I am, I went with number 12, and we're going to do that. We're going to create that now, but they're so easy. They have them all set out for you, all your pieces you need. So the hardest thing is choosing a pattern. So that makes it really fun. So for this card, I think you're really going to like it. We only needed one stamp set, and that is by My Favorite Things, and this is one of the new ones called I Otterly Love You, or Otterly Love You. So other than that, it's just plain your SVG file, and then you're good to go. So again, this is number 12 that we used, but I thought about using these because this one could mimic waves, and you could do it in the different blue colors to do an ocean, but that'll be a future idea. And then you could tuck the little mermaid stamps or different things in there. So I thought that one would be a really cool one, but for now we're going to use this one. So super simple. I ran it through my Cricut Explorer, and I cut out the pieces. So and then all I did was stamp my image, and I got him colored up here, and I did some Wink of Stella, and I used my Copics, and then I did some fun stamping that I'll show you. But what's great about these files are that they, on top of this, they also give you two. It says all cards use 5-inch square base except card 4, which uses the 5-inch round base. But you even have these choices. So say you don't want to do this style, it'll even cut this out for you, and it scores the line for you. So that alone to me is just, you know, as crafters, we want to have fun. We don't want to have to do a lot of work. So this kind of takes out the work for you. So in addition to all these patterns, it will provide you with a 5-inch round base and a 5-inch square base card. So you could even just use that, just that part. So that's what I like about these files, is that once you purchase them, you have them, you know, you have access to them, and you can choose, like, oh, I just need a 5-inch card base, but I don't want to do the scoring and all that, and you can just run it through. Or you can even pre-make a lot of these and just have them folded and ready to go in your stash in different colors. So I used a paper tray ink. I think this is Melon Berry in paper tray ink. So I use this as a card base. So I already cut that out, and like I said, the great part is that they're scored. So let's just work on the front. So I'm going to flip this up here, and I did some fun stamping on the inside that I'll show you next. So next it cuts out, and you can choose your patterns. You can even do 2 in 1 pattern and like put a different one here and here. Like you could have one pattern here and do your other squares there. But I really like this paper, and I got this from, this is American Crafts by, I think it's called I Love You, or Love You. I got this about 2 years ago, but I think I saw it in there this year. This is when they had that $2.99 paper pad sale, and these are really nice. I don't think they're double-sided, but they have a lot of fun patterns in them. So that's where I got my pattern paper. So like I said, the hardest thing is choosing your paper. So then I got my squares, and all I simply did was I went through and then I inked each one of them. So I took the color of my choice, and which was a purple, and I'm going to grab that for you just to kind of show you what I did. Very simple. Just to give it a little bit of a definition, I went around each of the squares and I just kind of inked it. These little ink spots are great. These are little cheap ones that I got at Walmart, but they have them all around, different brands. And I just kind of inked, and it just kind of brought these squares to life, and I just went around all the little squares. So once I did that, I laid out my pattern, and I popped I want to give some dimension to these. So I have so many of these pop dots that I've collected. And for this one, I only did one layer. So I went ahead and I put all the stickers on. So right now, I'm just going to peel all them off and just get those ready. And then when you do your second layer, when I do my heart, I'm going to show you how it's very simple. I just doubled the foam adhesive, and that one's going to make that one kind of on its own dimension. So I will show you that in a second. So I just put these off to the side, and then I scoop them into my pile afterwards. So let me get those. And I just want to line up. I'm just going to put them down lightly, and I just want to kind of line up in a straight line the best I can. And I'm going to make sure that this particular pattern, it has hearts going both ways, so you can't really go wrong, but I try to do the top part where they're at least facing up on the top, and then you see how they reverse down, and that's how the pattern's supposed to be. So hopefully it's not getting too dark in here because it's the afternoon and the sun keeps going in and out. So here's another one. So again, I'm just going to kind of line that up, and I'm just putting it down really lightly in case I need to adjust anything. But again, this makes it so easy that everything's kind of cut out perfectly for you that you really don't have to fuss with it a whole lot, because you know that the squares are cut all evenly, and versus trying to do it on your trimmer or by hand, everything's kind of cut out for you and sized the right size for either your Cricut or your Cameo, whichever is your machine of choice. So here is the next one. Just going to kind of line that up, and I love how it leaves like a small little border all around. And then this one I think we have ready besides one, so I'm just going to peel that last little paper off, and here we go. There is our start of our card. So again, I just eyeballed that. It may not be perfect, but it looks pretty good. So that's where we're going to start with. And then next, this is another cut from MyScrapChick in the same file. And as I showed you in their little guide, and I keep this in a little binder. I have a little glitter binder I will show you that I keep all my important things, or maybe like die cut files. I got this little binder from Walmart, and then I just keep, and look at this cute little thing that they gave us. But all the instructions, and there's some fun clip art, some fun things I'm going to show you in the future, but all their little instructions I kind of keep in here and printed and ready to go for when I do my projects. Because this is like, I look at it like it's an investment. You have these files, and then you can use them over and over again in so many different colors, so many different ways, and then, it kind of stretches your purchase. So here's where I was talking about. So this is another heart that came with this file. So we're going to lay that right there, and I did some stamping and some inking on there. I just used some of the little fish and stamped them in different directions, and you'll see where that's going to go. And I left this one blank. So what I'm doing on the next, I only did one layer of foam tape on this one, and for this one, I'm going to double it up. So I left one spot open so I can show you. So what I'll simply do is put one down, and then I get my next one ready. And let me get this off of here and grab my next one. And then I just put the sticky side to the sticky side and kind of press that down. It matches it. And then all that simply does is make it double the thickness. So hopefully you can see that. So it's as simple as that. So now I'm going to go ahead and peel all the papers off of this one. I got the other ones ready off camera, so that way you guys weren't waiting so long. So I got 2 more to peel off. I thought this would be a good invention if whoever makes these pop dots would, if the pop dots are white, they should make this sticker paper in black so you can see. Sometimes it's hard to see. Did I get that one? And I'll touch them to make sure I got them off. But I think they should make the sticker that you peel off in another color so that you can clearly see whether you got it or not. But maybe that's an idea for the future. So here we go. We're just going to lay this down and just kind of get it as straight as we can. And I love that. Even just that alone before it goes on, I love how that one's lifted up from the rest, and these are lifted up from the base as well. So I'm going to lay that back down. And then the other thing I did is I stamped out the little otter, and I used this one here. You can see all the ones I used because some of them I did some stamping on the inside that you'll see why it's purple. But I just used this little guy right here. So one stamp and a sentiment stamp for the outside. So this is the little guy that I colored, and I cut him out, and I did some Wink of Stella, and I used my glaze pen, my black glaze pen, and my white gel pen, and then I just did some little dots just to give them a little fun, and hopefully you can see that sparkle from the Wink of Stella. If you guys have not tried that, when I was late, on the train with that one, if you have not tried that, I would recommend just getting just one color. Like I only have 3. I have a gold, a silver, and a clear, but the clear is perfect. The clear goes with everything. It's not too like the gold's nice too, but it's kind of almost like a paint, like opaque, so like you wouldn't be able to color over top of him because it would take away from his looks. So But that's a fun little little accent pen, that Wink of Stella pen, and it kind of goes with a lot. And you really wouldn't have to invest in much if you just get the one color. So I put some pop dots on him, but I'm not sure. Yes, I do want pop dots. I was going to say, I was going to see whether we should do pop dots or not, but I kind of like them just like that. So I used my scan and cut to cut him out with just that one image, because I only stamped him and I didn't get the die. I don't buy any dies anymore because my machine will do it for me. I'm dying to try out the new, well, not the new, but they're on Cameo and on the Cricut. They both have like a snap. What is it? Snap mat, and then I don't know what the silhouette ones, pick something, but I want to try that out for, you know, like cutting around stamped images. So the next thing I did on the same scrap of paper that when I cut out this heart, I just made a little banner. I just cut out a block, and then I did the little fishtail on the end, and I inked around it, and I used this sentiment that says, I'd be utterly lost without you. So I used that one, and then I thought that would be perfect right here. So I'm just going to use my ATG gun and put a little bit of adhesive on there. You could use any adhesive you like. And we're just going to kind of lay it. I'm not going to pop this one up because I like the dimension on everything else, and I think that's the perfect. So how easy and simple and clean is that to create the card? And then I just did some simple stamping on the inside with some of my pigment ink, and it says, "No, there's no otter like you." And I did the little girl otter, so I used this one, which is why you see it's purple. I'm awful with my stamps, but they stay so nicely. They can make it. And then I did the little, we call him little boy over here. I stamped a heart in his hand, a lot of fish around him and different hearts, and then I used this bow from, it was like a little piggy set from MFT to make her into a girl, but you could use any bow or maybe a bow punch you might have. But I love this card because now it brought just like a boring card base, it brought it to life. So again, all these styles that you can use from this one cut file, once you purchase the file, they're yours to create all these different setups. And they kind of have it set up nicely. Like if you're a stamp user, a stamped image, or even if you do printables, they have a lot of great printables there. They'll fit kind of nicely in these open areas, whether it's your sentiment or your stamped image, whatever you like to use. These would be great for anyone. So I really like the ideas that it gives, and this kind of is like a base to start from. And then I keep this in my little arsenal, so once I want to create another card, I say, oh, I have a larger image, maybe this one would be good. Or if you have a smaller one, maybe you could even stamp one on the heart. You know, the different things there. So these are some really, like I said, hidden gems on their website. And they have a ton of other things that I'd love to share, and I'm sure that I will in the future, of different little hidden things that might be hard to find. Or you might notice there's so many things on their website, this is a kind of a good way to kind of point out and highlight one of them. So here's just some others that I started from card bases. These are going to be some cards in the future, but they have a lot of, this was a different one that was a couple different cards. So there's this one, and then this one here that has the stripe. So these would be a great, this is A2 size. They have all different sizes, and I'm going to cut out a matching envelope for this, which they also have files for. So just want to get that little video and do a small little tutorial and kind of show you guys some of the things that they have there over at MyScrapChick. So I will post links below for all the product. And again, you can check out MyScrapChick.com. I will put a link for their store and a link for the items that were used in this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.